Believe we're alive, so I'll say indeed, greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again. Another day, another moment. We're talking about confidence. And right off the bat, I don't feel too confident talking about confidence. I feel it is something that is so, I want to say, elusive, you know. And I'm going to touch on a few points. One of the points I want to touch on is the difference between confidence and self belief. Because I don't necessarily think they are the same thing. I think they facilitate one another, but I don't think they are fundamentally the same thing. But it is an interesting thing, confidence, how confident you are, the type of confidence you exude into this world can quite literally be a make or break thing. The world's way of perceiving you, the way they see you, can literally be affected by how confident you are or how confident you are not. For some reason, I confidently came and sat down at this spot today because it was super cloudy, like overcast the entire day, to the point where it was kind of cool. And as soon as I sit down, the sun is like, oh, what's that? Who's that? I'm gonna Naomi. Hello, my friend. Just about to hop in for a shower. I will be able to chat after that, though. It's weird if I leave the stream while I shower. I don't think so. It's just words at the end of the day. You're just listening in. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Just up my brightness a little bit. Goodness. So, I'm gonna share with you what I'm going through right now. So if I lack confidence throughout this stream, wasn't me, of course not, not me. No, no, I'm perfectly confident. It was this thing. So my brother asked me to make him edibles today. Well, he asked me on Monday if I could make him edibles before the weekend, and you know, today I made a point to actually do that. Made him some canna butter for the treats I'm gonna make him, and that finished up just before the stream. Before my usual spectrum or schedule, if you will, of getting ready starts. And I basically went through this process, finished up all of the stuff, got all of the oil transferred, and cleaned it up a little bit. I'm letting it solidify right now, and there's like a bunch of oil left in the pot. And me being relatively frugal, I was not going to have any of it. I don't want to have any of it get lost. The sun is it's coming down on me like I stole his money or something. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It's so hot, dude. You win. Oh, you win. You're the hotter one. I promise. Yes. Oh goodness. Anyway, and there's like this like layer of oil left in the little pot after I finish up transferring everything. So I told myself, well, I have to actually finish it up or whatever. I have to get all of the things cleaned up. So I make myself a Rice Krispie with the oil that is inside of it. And you can judge for yourself if it's working. I think it might be working. I don't know if this is a good idea to roll another joint on top of that. But I feel it's almost comical because I had this conversation with Bubbles today. And Bubbles is also a streamer here on RPAN. Bubbles the Lion, I believe, is his username. And his title was Reddit Loves Drugs, or something like that. And it fascinated me. I was like curious as to why he would say that. And he was sharing a little bit of his interpretation, his feeling into how other people see him. And now people assume that the only reason he can do what he's doing, he is in the way that he is because he's doing drugs. And it he kind of came from this perspective of like that's not how it is. You can do this thing without it. And this is obviously complete conjecture, but it felt like he was crying out, like there was this thing that was bothering him. how, and I feel it in myself as well, or I've seen it in the streams as well. When we do dance, people assume that you're, high out of your mind and whatever, when in fact it's not necessarily the case. And in these streams, our drug, if you will, of choice is cannabis. And cannabis, weed, marijuana, whatever you want to call it, doesn't within itself do anything like to you. Doesn't make you do anything. I mean, it might make you a little bit more entertainable, and as a result of that, very entertained. So you might not want to do something that might not be as entertaining. Sure, I admit to that. But when I get up and I actually dance, like today I didn't dance because I'm freaking tired. So I'm not gonna dance, you know. But when I do dance, I like to smoke a little bit of bud with it, and then I move into the dance. I flow with it. I experience the dance and the cannabis. If anything, is just like a little side note, maybe a little tune, maybe a little frequency somewhere in the background with this full experience that you're having. Nothing is going to give you what you're not willing to give yourself. And I feel that's why I'm talking about today in this context of confidence, because all of these things fundamentally are just, in my opinion, different sets of information. Like when you take anything, let's talk about coffee. You're receiving information. Straight up doing the same thing, Naomi. So many people in showers at the same time as a Meltmore stream. Coincidence? So, like, for instance, caffeine. It gives something that's almost. I think it's called adenosine. It might be called adenosine. Anyway, the chemical compound that basically tells your brain that you're sleepy, you need to go to sleep, has a very specific receptor in your brain. And when you drink coffee and the caffeine molecule alongside with it, those caffeine molecules lodge themselves into those receptors. When they lodge themselves into those receptors no longer accept the original chemical that tells your brain, tells your conscious experience, you're getting tired, go to sleep. So because you have this, I want to say, placeholder bit of information in your brain, instead of having the original information of go to sleep, you now have this stimulant effect, drinking coffee. Endocannabinoids are these cannabinoids that are produced by your body endogenously. And THC isn't necessarily an endocannabinoid. Your body doesn't produce THC just as like that, but it produces cannabinoids that are similar, at least somewhat structurally similar. And the endocannabinoid reactor sites can accept that as well. So as a result of that, you experience your endocannabinoid system, or at least the yes, I'm like sweaty here. At least the patterns of your endocannabinoid system. And by doing that, you again experience the information that is this cannabinoid. But fundamentally, you are the vessel experiencing it. You are like the glass holding the information. And it's just you. It's just you. Like any drug, anything, it's not going to do anything to you that you're not willing to do to yourself. Believe. That's our intention. We're going to talk about self-confidence. Then we have to believe. We have to believe either in something. Yes. Like I can literally feel beads of sweat running down my body right now. I'm going to like cut the stream for a bit, move myself. I'm straight up dying here. This is not okay. Reddit stream is just black, no video or audio. Just black. Okay, I'm gonna have to start it over again anyway. Hopefully it will be working here again soon. Thank you so much, friends, for letting me know. Weird. Okay, okay. So we'll keep the YouTube up since we're 5 friends here. And I had to start that one over again anyway. Okay. I have so many things. Usually takes me like 3 trips to get everything set up, so we'll do like a few trips. I need to find a place that is not directly in sunlight. Holy shit. I'm I'm sorry for cursing. I'm burning right now. I'm straight up burning. Ew. Let's see. Okay. Actually, start the stream up again on the Reddits. Our friends can tune in again. Weird. I don't think we've ever had a glitch like this. No. I think the Reddit stream is offline. Just black for me. Thank you so much, Ryan. Brother Ryan. I appreciate it genuinely. Like I'm trying to set it up now again. Mm, straight up. Self confidence is such an important thing. Music has taught me that the work you put into something doesn't matter if you have no confidence in it and yourself. Lane, like that's the trip I've been going through as of late, man. I feel now, especially for the first time in a long time, and I'm actually believing in myself. And it's very encouraging, I think is the best word I can use. Okay. Let's see if this thing is going to go live again. It might. Your friends will have to tell me if it actually did go live. Apparently, we had a black screen the previous time. Yeah. Lane, words of wisdom, absolutely. Believing in ourselves. The crazy thing that I've been experiencing, Lane, is just how believing in yourself affects other people, affects the world around you. Like, it's not only this weird, I don't know if you can call it an enigma, this weird, I think, synchronous event, that the world kind of has with you. As soon as you start believing in yourself. And as you said, Lane, if you don't, if you're like trying to you're like making songs, if you will, making a song every day, creating music, and you're passionate about it in the moment, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm making music, this is sick. I love making music. And then when it comes time to show your music to someone or to share it with someone, if you will, then you don't, or you feel you shouldn't, and then it doesn't get shared, or upon sharing it, someone is like, okay, and then that hits your self confidence even more. It's awesome mentions. 100% Lane. Took this moment for me to put two and two together that it's you. Lane, but good morning to you, my bearded friend. Thank you for joining us. How have you been? How's the family been? How has your paintings been? Have you actually done a new one, recently? I'm curious. Okay, we're going to roll ourselves. The believe joint. It's back. Thank you. Yeah, that's better. I'm happy that it's working now, at least, Jenny. Thank you, friends, for letting me know. For being like outraged and still sending messages, even though it's just a black screen. Genuinely, I appreciate that so, so much. Thank you, friends. Thank you for sharing this space. I want to talk about, and we have shared a little bit of this before, but to you friends who are now new in the space, we want to talk about self-confidence today. Self-confidence, a belief in self that doesn't need any external inputs. And I'm saying both of those words, confidence and belief in self, in the same context, but I don't necessarily think they are the exact same thing. You can be confident and not believe in yourself. You can be confident in something that you do and not believe in yourself. You can be confident in yourself and not believe in the things you do. And that's the thing that is really kind of tripping me out as of late, is watching, I want to say, the behavior of the outside world based on the behavior that I kind of like exude into the world. Depending on what I believe about myself, the world is like, okay, okay, oh, is this how it is now? Oh, nice. Oh, you're this now, are you? Cool. The world says yes. The universe says yes. God says yes. Hey Naomi, I'm doing a painting this evening. What should I paint? Hmm. Okay, actually, doesn't really want to come. It's kind of like I saw trees on this side, and then it was very Bob Ross esque. I guess that would be the point, right? Like kind of trees in the side, trees on this side, then a body of water, and then like a mountain that almost comes out of the body of water, and then the body of water goes behind that mountain face, and then the body of water continues next to the other mountain face. If that makes sense. Like if you can't paint that, inspiration has struck. Naomi, paint the horn god. Freaking Jenny. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the one you have to paint now, friend. Hello to you, Zanax. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, friend. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you here. Paint your eyes. Like there's two ways to interpret that sentence. Paint your eyes. The one is taking a picture of your eye or like looking at it in the mirror and then referencing back and forth and painting. And the other one is just like straight up, oh, just picturing it for a second is like messing with me. You can be confident that you are terrified. Jenny coming in with this lie. Yeah, yeah, technically you can. Oh, Mel, that's a good one. Oh, you can. You genuinely can. And something that came up yesterday, I felt it was so natural of a point to make because there was this helicopter flying over us, and I was thinking to myself, damn, there are human beings on this planet right now that are realizing technologies like helicopters and stuff. They're working, they're giving their life essence to make things like helicopters real. And this is just a rudimentary example using a helicopter. And I was, talking about how fascinating, how amazing, if you will, it is that these things exist and human beings can make these things. And what I'm doing right now isn't even remotely close to that. I'm literally sitting in the middle of nowhere, rolling myself a joint, having a conversation with friends, when the human version of me, if you will, could be, realizing important things like that. And I thought to myself about that, yesterday. I thought about it in the stream. I thought about it afterwards, and the only conclusion, the only solace that I could take in that, again, is just confidence. You know, like being confident in where you are and what you're doing, the way you're living your life, is the only way that you're going to be here for it. Because if you're comparing yourself to what other people are doing or how they're living their lives, then that fundamentally takes away the confidence you have in yourself. Because instead of being able to be aware, present, and I want to say gentle with yourself and what you've done and what you enjoy doing and the people you spend your life with, you're like, yeah, but all of this is nice, but I could actually be doing this. And then we lose that confidence in ourselves. We lose the ability to believe in ourselves, and it's almost like the ability to believe in ourselves has this all-encompassing joyous response, like everybody else. If you genuinely believe in yourself in an environment, and because of your belief in self, you can be light, you can be funny, you can, move through your space eloquently, you can take, pushback in a healthy way, and, you know, you can be confident. You can be in a way that people want to be around you. Just by believing. Just by believing. And I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe, I don't know if it's pity. I think it's maybe just resistance. Like when someone is not confident in themselves in a certain moment, or they might have been going through something that has been been hard for them, it can make it very hard for us to see them that way, you know. And it's not even a hatred of, it's not a, I don't think it's a pitying of. I think it's more the feeling of, I want to see this person happy. I want to see this person smile. I want to see this person believe in themselves. And I see them not doing that, and I don't want to see them not doing that. So we look away. You know, we look away. And then by looking away, the person that's feeling confident feels even less confident. You know, it becomes a loop. If you don't believe in yourself, you inevitably push people away as well. And I've seen this in a friendship that I'm desperately trying to hold on to. I have this really good friend that I've been friends with for 3 years now. Is it 3 years? Yeah, yeah, going on the fourth year now. And me and this friend would tell one another. Let me go full out with it. We'd tell one another that we're soulmates. You know, we weren't romantic with one another, but we genuinely loved one another. And we had a bunch of fun times. We got to hang out. We got to have really cool conversations. But it is very difficult to be financially affluent here in South Africa. You know, like our minimum wage is $300 a month. So you can get like, I think, $2. I think the average is $2 an hour here in South Africa. So it's difficult, you know, making a living, if you will, trying to get yourself a nest egg built up. And I had this opportunity. At the moment, I was working a job in sales. Sorry for my distracted gazing. I'm trying to find a stick. So I was working a job in sales in the AV industry, audio visual, and I was, you know, selling microphone equipment and speaker setups that we would install for them, and projectors and flat screen TVs and stuff like that. And it went. It's at first it was commission based. So if I sell expensive equipment, I get 20% of our profits. So it was good money. I could make money. It wasn't good money. I could make money, if you will. And about halfway through the year, they changed their model from selling things to people to services, selling them a service of repairs or like a call out service. And we would get called out and go and fix other people's AV equipment. And that was driving me a little bit insane. And I had this friend who I met in South Africa who went to China and was working there. And I asked her, can I get a job there? And she obliged, helped me get a job there. And this whole process, I was very vocal about it and sharing the development of it with these friends, because I was living with them at the moment in a commune, like a dorm commune. And it was it was weird because I wasn't confident in myself. It was like, oh, I have to do this thing, you know, I have to go to China. No, I'm gonna go to China, and then like, why are you gonna go to China? And I'm like, oh, I need the money. You know, no, 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 no. And me and this friend, the day before I went away, we sat with one another and we just looked each other in the eyes for, what was it, like 15 minutes or something. I like a genuine just staring at one another. After that, he had a conversation about me coming back, you know, like a part of him, and he told me this as well, believed that I wasn't going to come back because you can make a decent living in China as a foreigner. So he assumed I wasn't coming back, but I wanted to get some money so I can start, you know, uh, my own business. But things didn't work out quite that way as well. Anyway, and then because I was away for like this year and a half, this friend felt betrayed. You know, he felt like I had abandoned him. He came over to my place for like 2 months. He stayed here for a bit. We had amazing conversations again, but he was freshly out of a new breakup and he was having a hard time dealing with that. He moved away again, moved to his own place, got a job. No. Moved to his own place, then moved back home for a bit. Then, while he was home, he sent me this message that we're no longer compatible, that we're no longer, I'm no longer the person he thought I was, or something like that, after this trip to China. And that was very difficult for me to hear because obviously, obviously, I'm a different person to who I was a year and 4 months ago. I'm a different person to who I was 5 minutes ago. We're constantly in a state of change. Just breathe the breath of fresh air. Who knows how many microorganisms could have been in that breath of fresh air, what they might be doing to me, how it might influence me 30 years into the future, 30 seconds into the future. We're constantly changing. And this is the mindset I have. And I was like a little bit perturbed by him saying this to me, but I didn't give up. Sent him messages after he sent me this message like, we're no longer compatible. You're not the same person. I keep sending him messages. I think I like double texted him something like 15 times, and he blue ticks the messages. I don't know if he does it on purpose, but he doesn't reply to them. And I'm like, bro, I'm not giving up on you. Eventually, he replies to me, comes back to me, apologizes for being absent, for not, in his words, not being a good friend. And I'm like, don't worry about that. Here we are in this moment, talking to one another. And that was now, what, 3 months ago? Yeah, the last time we talked 3 months ago. And I've sent him Christmas messages and Happy New Year messages, and he isn't working at this moment. He has a degree in chemistry, like he's a chemist. He's 28. He hasn't kept a job. He has had one job. He didn't keep the job for longer than 5 months. My dad, is trying to start the business now as well. They need a chemist. I'm like instantly thinking about my friend. I'm like, Papa, I believe. Papa is how we say dad. Papa, I believe. He's like, Dad, please help my friend. He reached out to him, told him the situation, told him that we want to help him. I reached out to him. I tried calling him. I tried sending him voice notes. I tried sending him screenshots of the messages my dad is sending me, asking about him. At what point do we move away? Because I can see it in him. In this point in his life, he's not self-confident. He does not believe in himself. And because he doesn't believe in himself, he believes other people don't believe in him either. Doesn't believe in him either. He believes that other people are judging him. He believes that other people are looking down on him, pitying him. That's why we're reaching out. That's why we care about him. And the more and more he gets into this story of, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve these things, the more and more that story becomes his reality. And the amount of pain I experience witnessing this, literally reaching out, feeling like I'm reaching out into, like oscillating razor blade spin wheels, and just nothing coming back. Like it's difficult. It's difficult for me to feel confident if inside of myself, confident to the point where I want to move away from this. But I also feel that within that confidence, I don't give up. I'm confident enough for the both of us to send 12 messages in a row without any reply. What am I supposed to do? What can we do more than we are already doing? Oh, I think why can I not see my YouTube? Oh, there we go. There the YouTube comments are. Did I miss something? Paint your eyes. That's a good one. Definitely meant your mind's eye sees your own eyes. Okay, I think that's good. That would be so cool. I think so as well. Yes, I made it. Diana Views. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Melton Fredden. Sending love to you all. Sending love right back to you. and your little ones. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Welcome back, Daya. Glad to see you. I do like to I do feel like I need to realize that we are constantly changing. I sometimes lament about things I used to like or I used to do no longer interest me. I need to realize that's okay. It's change. It really is, Naomi. It really, really is. Yay! Freaking Candace is here today. It's so nice to have you here. I was actually talking about you yesterday, my friend. It's so nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hey, freaking Candace. Thank you. Genuinely. Hmm. A person once told me to be more confident. I tried to act that way, but no success. Then I just focused on mastery of what I was doing, and suddenly I was totally confident. Hmm, that's a lot of insight you've just given me, Ryan. Insight into you as well. Mastery of the things you're doing as a stepping stone for being confident in yourself. Because you've mastered these, whatever it might be, the way you talk, the business practice you pursue, your career, your relationships. If you master those exchanges, it's almost like creating a narrative of self-confidence. Like you're like, oh yeah, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at that, it gets done. I can be confident in myself. I can believe in myself. 143 melt much. Thank you for joining us, Frosted Tips. It's been a while since we've seen you, friend. Thank you for your amazing advice. Thank you for listening, Zane, and for sharing this space, my friend. Genuinely. Stand naked in a blizzard, confident. Confident you're cool. I'm not confident I'm cool, my friend. Like, I really am not. The exact reason I typed today's, like, Reddit title in the way that I did is because I remembered back to when I was, I think, 16, 15. As a 15-year-old, I actively would Google how to be confident, how to be cool, how to be likable, how to be this, how to be that. And that's why I asked that question like that, because it's like this thing we think is outside of ourselves, this thing we think someone else is going to teach us how to be, but it's literally you. It's actually just you. Would shame be the opposite of confidence? Yes, I think shame would be the opposite of confidence. Because instead of being confident with yourself, in yourself and what you're saying, you're ashamed of yourself, ashamed of the things you're saying. I think so. I think it might be actually. The Great American Fallout. YouTube is way better than Reddit, eh? Airborne Army guy, thank you for joining us, brother Bear. I was actually thinking about you recently. We have a friend here called Ryan Stanley. He has a company that sells singing bowls, and I was talking about the singing bowls with him, mentioning that I have, other divine friends here in South Africa as well, and you that are also kind of have these singing slash healing bowls, and it was just even more synchronicity. It's nice to see you again. How are you doing? How are the kids? How are you, dude? How's the business? Do tell me. How have you been? Hmm. And I'm happy that you think that Reddit is better. I feel the live streams might be better than the recordings even as well. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. Uncertain. Uncertainty more so than shame. So yeah, technically, but I think that's in the context of, are you confident this thing will succeed? Nah, I'm uncertain. Like that's that context. But if it comes to the personal expression of self, I feel shame is closer to the opposite of confidence, because you can be uncertain and still be confident in yourself. You can be like, I don't know what's gonna happen if I go in this direction, do this thing, do that thing. But I'm confident that when I get into that position and I'm faced with that reality, that I would know what to do, how to do it. I will have the confidence in myself to do it. So I still believe you can be pretty good if you're still uncertain. Oh, in Sedona, Arizona, seeing the world, enjoying my time. That sounds amazing. I'm so happy to hear that, my friend. Unfortunately, I don't have any visual representations for the place you're in right now. Arizona is gorgeous. I don't know right now. I'm like vaguely trying to remember. Do share photos if you have any, friend. Mostly around the young area. Goes over my head. Although shame could easily play a part in uncertainty, I feel uncertainty plays more a part in shame, doesn't it, though? Because you're uncertain that a person is going to resonate or accept you for who you are, how you are, and that uncertainty basically stems into shame. Or you shame yourself before even attempting something. Being ashamed. Don't be ashamed of yourself, friends. Today's intention on this joint is believe. Believe in yourself. If anything, believe in yourself. You deserve to be believed in. I believe in you, friends. I actually, like, I don't know you. I don't know every bit of you, but I know that I believe in you. I know that we as human beings have the ability to better ourselves. I know that we have the ability to change our mindsets. We have the ability to change our actions, our way of viewing this world. I know we can. I know you can. I believe in you, friend. I believe in you. Mm, burp sounds. Hi, Jenny. Shame and confidence are difficult to have at the same time. Mm. Catherine sings. Shame and confidence are difficult to have at the same time. I'm trying to imagine if there is a capacity, a capability, a possibility to be confidently ashamed. I feel it would be very niche. Maybe if you made like a mock art piece or a mockumentary, that could be something you can be proudly ashamed of, right? That's the only scenario that my mind is coming up with. Oh, YouTube Live on the PC for the first time. The audio difference between my PC and phone is astounding. I had to go into the as I started talking nonsense. I had to go into the announcer voice to read that one. Thank you, Naomi. I'm happy that the sound sounds better. Don't die. No, I don't die. I cannot die. None of us can die, friends, until we're dead. Jem, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. How are you doing? How have you felt about the digital art you've been creating? Have you been feeling confident about that? I'm curious. Can people please upvote my comments? I am close to being able to stream again and I need comment karma. Frosted tips. I don't know if it works that way. Like, if people wanted to upvote your comments, they quite literally would have to use slash type in your username, go to your profile, click on your comments, click on the individual posts and upvote them. That's like missions, dude. Yo, that's big missions. If you friends are willing to, maybe this dude can get some help. Where is this guy at? I'm in South Africa, friend. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you here. We can't die. The deep truth. Where did I hear that? Candace, where did I hear that? Huh? Who must? Who said that to me? Tell Teddy I love him. Tell Teddy like his words stay with me. Genuinely. Beautiful view behind you. I love the chickens. I think the chickens are back on their own adventures. Thank you for joining us, friend. This feels right. Yeah, it does. It does. Like the only scenario that I could come up with is extremely niche. I have some issues around shame. I tend to put too much in that bucket. Fire breathing Jenny. This might be a little bit too personal, and if it is, tell me so. But maybe pour that bucket out, if you want to, if you're willing to, and all of you friends, share things that make you feel less confident in yourself with the intention of getting them out of you, literally getting them out of you. Being like, oh, I'll start. I'll start. What makes me feel less confident in myself? Ooh, this is difficult. This hurts. Okay. I have a lot of ideas and I really get passionate about things quickly. But as soon as I get started with something, it's very easy for me to stop. It's very easy for me to give up on it. And that makes me feel less confident in myself. How does that make me feel? It's true. It's true. I don't think it defines me, though. I think it is something that I can change. I think it's something that I have to be gentle with myself about as well, regardless. Because I'm still, if you will, figuring things out, as we all are. There's no manual to this life. There's no one telling us how to do it, so we're just figuring it out. How about you, friends? What makes you feel less confident? Maybe I feel the same way. Maybe we can pull some good information from it. Mm. Hey, oh, it's okay. Talia, she says, can't stay today, but love and light to every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Have a beautiful day. Talia. Thank you, my friend. So much love to you. Every time I get physically fit or close to it, I get pregnant and then the cycle starts again. Body confidence is a struggle for me. Oh, there we go. There we go, Candace. Thank you so much for sharing that. For me too. For me too. Body confidence is also one of those that I struggle with. And it's so stupid. Like I literally now in this moment I'm a little bit heavier set again, you know? And then today I'm getting dressed and I'm like, oh, what pair of shirt that I've not wear in a long time? And I'm like, oh, this red one. And I'm like, oh, nice. This red shirt is big. It will hide my fat rolls. And I'm like, dude, don't say that stuff to yourself. That's not nice. Stop it. You're not making yourself more confident by telling yourself these things. You're only breaking yourself down. And the way that I've combated that, Candice, and I've shared this as well, is by valuing my strength more than I value my physical appearance. Quite literally, because I push myself, because I exercise and I know that I can do a certain amount of volume, and that volume can increase as I strengthen myself. Even though my body might not be one way or another, I know that I am exerting, practicing my strength. And that strength isn't something attached to vanity, physique, uh, age, calorie intake. Like, if you literally start with one push up today, and you can do two push ups tomorrow, and you can do three push ups the day after that, that is you becoming stronger, actively becoming stronger. And even though you won't in those 3 days see, like, oh, day one, this body type, day two, this body type, day three, this body type. That's not what it's about. You are becoming stronger. And that, if you can find confidence in that, if you can allow yourself to be confident in your ability to get stronger, your belief in yourself to get stronger, that is, at least in my opinion, how I get past the body dysmorphia, right? But you dance like a majestic peacock, Estienne. Which, weirdly enough, and I was thinking about this, Candace, when I am a little bit heavier set, I have a easier time dancing. It's like I have a little bit more juice in the tank to dance. But I might just be placeboing myself. I'm probably just placeboing myself. Mm-hmm. I have four daughters, and I'm struggling with my depression and motivation. I just need to start. Stop comparing myself to others. Diane, we love you, my friend. What do you want to start with? Let's start there. What do you want to start with? You know, you are doing so fine. If you have four freaking daughters, four, four daughters, Diane, one mom, four daughters. You're doing so fine. You're raising these divine beings. Don't judge yourself too hard. We're here with you. We have Candace also with four daughters and another one coming. Me being in an animal form of the floor equals kiddo on me like a rodeo. Comparison is the thief of joy. Naomi perfectly put. I have four daughters as well, and I have been there. That's what inspired me to do a 30-day water fast, and she did it, Diane. Naomi, Diane, Shabbat is here as well, I think. Is she? In the chat. No, 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 not just yet. Candace did a fucking 30-day water fast. That's mind blowing. The longest I could have gone is 2 weeks, and we did go 2 weeks on stream. And I wanted to go for 30 days. A part of me wanted to, and I was like aspiring, and I know Candace did as well. And I was like, damn. But then on day 14, I had these white little specks at the side of my finger, and upon doing some searching, apparently it was malnutrition, and I was like, oh, that's concerning. So I ate a bunch of blueberries, and it went away the same day, and that was kind of surreal to me. But I haven't been able to go like longer than 2 weeks. I have some issues around shame. Oh, Formula One can stay. I want to practice this, staring into the eyes of another person. Catherine sings. It's not quite as direct. I don't get to stare into your eyes and get to see your facial expressions. But looking into someone's eyes is one. If you want to be logical about it, it's a free oxytocin hack. You know, beep, boop, 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 pressing buttons in your brain. Feel good chemicals get released. So hacks in that way. And two, it literally builds human connection because if two people experience oxytocin in each other's vicinities, it's the love hormone. It's the hormone that we associate with love. It's a hormone that fascinates me so much. It's the only one I don't understand properly. You know, it's the only one I don't understand properly. So I got a tattoo on my body to remind myself. It's like, oh yeah, you think you understand? What is this, dude? And I'm like, fuck. uh, very true, Naomi. Do you often feel you're worried about what others think or say? I hope not, Jenny. I think it's okay to. I think we all do occasionally. The geese just chased our dog. Freaking the shenanigans. Ooh, Toasty is here. Confident and cool, as portrayed by a fool, exemplifies ego and conceit. But for those who inspect their hearts and reject, separation do be on fleek. Unironically, I'm unironically getting goosebumps, Toasty. So the reason I'm getting goosebumps, your poem was gorgeous, but it's not because of your poem. It's because I wanted to write a poem with the word fool and cool, as rhyming components, and I was like trying to type the rest out on the comment, or the title, and I was like, you know what, you have your title. You don't need more. You settle, need less. Hello, mama.
Hallo my liefie.
Bring maar vir my ietsie.
Ja,
Don't bring maar vir my.
'n veertjie wat ek by die hek opgetel het. Maar kyk daar.
Oh, it's
Kyk daar.
pers. Ja, motto. Jo, dit is baie mooi.
Ja,
Wat het genoem? Everdescent? Ah,
iridescent.
iridescent.
Ja,
There
en
we go.
kyk hy's so blou en dan word hy pers.
Pers, ja. So it has like, if you look on it head on, it has shades of blue and purple in the middle, or like violet. And then if you look at it from the bottom, like completely from here, it goes almost black. And then as you lift it up, it goes dark purple, and then it fades out. Maybe I can share this with your friends on the YouTube first. I'll try both at the same time. Can you see that? You see? My mom was, she literally picked up this little feather when she opened the gate to come into the farm, and brings me a little feather. And then your friends are like, you stop doing drugs. No, 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 I'm not saying you friends, some friends. I'm just touting on good old Bubbles' comment as well. Some friends are like, oh, this dude must be doing so much drugs. We're just fascinated people. My mom knows that I'm fascinated by things, and she encourages that. The amount of beauty, the amount of beauty. And this is like a fraction, like a bit, like a little flake, if you will, of a bird, of a whole being, a whole expression. He had thousands of these things laid onto each other. So freaking awesome. It's so cool. Your mom is so beautiful. She is the coolest mom ever. Mariah, I joke sometimes, but I'm kind of serious. Like, I feel it's a blessing and a curse getting a mom that is that amazing, because it makes it almost impossible for you to try and find a woman out there in the world, because you're just like, yes, this is what love can be. And then you're like, yes, I don't really feel that loved in any other environment, because nobody's gonna love you as much as your mom loves you, dude. Of course not. She literally brought you into this world, though. She brought you into this world. There was her, no you. And then suddenly there was you because of her. All of us have mothers, friends. All of us have mothers. And I freaking love mine to bits. She is the best mom ever. Brings me feathers. Who would have guessed? I'm trying to imagine the bird that this was attached to, because this feather is so small. So I'm thinking it might have been, probably was, a hummingbird. We call them suikerbekkies in Afrikaans, which directly translates into sugar beaks. Yeah, sugar beaks, but we have a way of saying words to make them small. So back, would be our word for beak. I falls back, that bird's beak. But if you want to be cute, or if you want to belittle it, and belittling sounds like a negative thing, but it can be a good thing. You make it small by adding an e or a chi. So back, back key, hand, hind key, hara, har keys. Maybe you make it small. Afrikaans is weird. They only lay 2 eggs in their lifetime. Really? Hummingbirds only lay 2 eggs in their lifetime? I guess it's extremely energetically difficult or expensive for them to do so. I love hummingbirds. Me too. These, let me show you. Those plants, the hummingbirds love them. So I'll sit here on the porch, and then hummingbirds come and then suck that nectars. Hello, guys. Hello, Heather. Thank you for joining us. Ego Vibes stream. Ego Vibes stream. I think maybe a little bit mixed today. And I think what a good point that is. Maybe we'll talk about ego a little bit tomorrow, because there is a certain level of ego that comes along with confidence as well. But ego is not necessarily within itself a bad thing. You know, it's kind of it's kind of necessary for the narrative that is human interaction. And we're talking in context of that specifically today. How your self-confidence influences your human interaction. And also your interaction with yourself, your belief in self. People use hummingbird food. Whoa, 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 whoa. People use hummingbird food with red dye in it. Please don't use it. The dye has a chance of killing them. I didn't know people did that either. That's news to me. Yeah, make sure that you keep the little things healthy and alive. Would be kind of counterintuitive to be like, let's feed the hummingbirds, and then you just kill all of them. Use a red glass feeder instead of dyeing the water. Am I missing something? Candace, why does it need to be red? Here in America, they use hummingbird feeders to help them when they migrate. Okay, that's nice. Does it have to be red? Is there like a prerequisite? Are these hummingbirds picky? Oh, guess the nectar isn't red. No, no. Hummingbirds are attracted to red or yellow. Okay. Ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Jullie gaan. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. I wonder. I thought red was one of the spectrums that they don't see, actually. And yellow. Yellow, I can believe, definitely. Don't they also see ultraviolet? To find some. Well, no, that's bugs. Bugs see ultraviolet. Or do birds as well? Hey, Airborne Army guy, thank you for the all seeing upvote. How am I 27 minutes behind the comments? Am I spacing? Sorry for spacing, friends. Thank you, Northern Lodel, for joining us. In my opinion, confidence comes from knowing yourself. And that's what you're doing and that what you're doing matches with who you are and what you believe. Even if it's something you've never done, if it lines up with your values, you can be confident in the new path. I like that, Ninja. I really like that because what that says to me, and this is what you're saying, I'm just trying to reverbalize it, if you will, is that because you know yourself, authentically know yourself, know your values, know the things that you value, and the way that you portray yourself in the world, even if you're going to be doing something you've never done before, something foreign, you can know because you do things that you do. This is something that you can do, and you can be confident in that. I really like that. What a beautiful point. Thank you so much. Like, I feel like my brain, every single time one of you friends share your perspectives with me, just like clips up a little bit opener. And technically, it just continues going infinitely because it's a Taurus. And I just keep seeing different little specks of it. Oh, it is Ninja. I think many people do. Maybe not on the surface, but inside enough to cause ulcers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Very much so. Literally kills their own bodies by worrying. Jovan is here. Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. In regards to your friend, keep loving him as best you know how. Jenny, that's I think the part that hurts me the most is I feel I can't properly love him because the only loving him I have access to is my mobile device. And it's it's like a line in the water if there is no one on the other side. And that's I think the thing. If he was in person, if he was here, and you probably said the same thing, it would be very easy for us to have good conversations and resolve any conflict there might be. But because it's on a mobile platform, on a distant platform, and there's only one side participating, it's very impossible to have any authentic connection, loving, as best I can, if you will. But thank you, Jenny. I know where you're coming from, friend. I agree. That's understandable. But how many of these people that you worry about actually have an opinion that matters? What a good point that is, Ninja. You know, because that's also one thing that we do is we feel not confident in maybe like in the face of a new friend group. Like that's usually when we feel the least confident. You know, is when we're being introduced to friends of friends and we're meeting people for the first time and we have to kind of feel out how we're supposed to do this with each other. That's when we feel the least confident. But the ninjas, you know, like perspective is doesn't matter what they think about you. You know, are you gonna see them again? If they don't like you won't be seeing them again. Is that something that's gonna bother you? Why is it gonna bother you? Is this something that you absolutely have to have? You know, there's so many questions to ask yourself if you feel completely out of it. And I'm telling myself these things as well because that's where I feel the most awkward. Is in one of those new scenarios. Mm, every time I open the stream, it's like opening a shaken wine bottle. Explosive and may not taste good, but will definitely make me feel giddy. What? What? Have you been sharing stuff that doesn't make you feel good? How about flowers? How about clouds? Beautiful puppies, you know, little kittens. Uh, wonderful new like sprouting life coming out of the ground, a butterfly gently sitting on a flower. How about that? I add a bunch of good spice to the wine. I hope it tastes good now. I just found out I have an extra hour before I have to go into work because we are in a slow time of year. Now I get to work on some stuff around the house that has been stressing me out. Naomi, I'm so happy to hear that. You know, the universe provides. I'm happy that you're gonna get some stuff done. What has been stressing you out? If you're willing to share. Hiya, Candace. Thank you for saying hi. Heather says hi, Candace. On YouTube, I mean. I know. I said I shared with you. Hurley? Road Lizard? Is that you? I've missed you, friend. It's been forever. Usually, if you have to question if their opinion matters, it won't. You instinctively know when their opinion matters to you. Loved ones, work peers, bosses. Exactly, Ninja. And on top of that, you know, and you perfectly put it as well, is like that instinctive knowing of that this person's opinion doesn't matter. It's not going to affect you, and they might not even have the opinions that they think they might have. That's the biggest thing we do, is we render these entire opinions for other people in our minds. Oh, they must be thinking this about me. They must be thinking that about me. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe they think this. Probably not. They're probably, and this might sound mean, not supposed to be mean. They're probably not thinking about it as much as you are. Yes, I think that's the perfect amount of you do with that information that you. Oh, I think I missed. No, no, I didn't. Get in here. Get it. Thank you, our Russian friend, comrade. We appreciate you. I know it's just spam, but I love you still, even if it's spam, dude. How is everyone today? I'm buzzing with excitement today. Ooh. So, Jem, can we start sharing? Like I didn't actually ask that and didn't confirm that. Can we start sharing? I feel a yes coming from Jem right now. So we I'm not gonna share everything. I'm gonna share s- important parts of it. We are going to create something, a video format expression of gratitude, of resonance, of appreciation for Haywire Hill. Make a little video, and this is the plan. I'm going to reach out to you, friends. Jem probably will reach out to friends as well. We would like to, as a collective, have a bunch of different videos. They can be quirky, they can be a spin on something that you would want to share, giving love to Haywire Hill, why we think Haywire Hill is an important place to us, and it wants to be done. Like I don't know if I can share it just yet, this part, but it's for it's for like I don't know if it's a competition. It's like for an admission. I think that's the way you say it. So, would your friends be interested? Are you curious? Humans are really good at probability and pattern recognition, so assuming it's only natural, it very much is, Mariah. And we get rewarded for that pattern recognition as well. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Get red man. Yeah, she doesn't like being held. She's like, bro, I'm on space. I don't know it was relevant. No, everything is relevant, my friend. That's something you wanted to share in this moment. It's what your mind went through. I appreciate that. But bingo. Freaking toasting those as well. Getting a nice secondhand buzz from you. I'm getting secondhand buzz as well right now. Thank you, Jem. Thank you very much. I heard singing balls. That's an image you can't erase. So, oh goodness, Jenny, what have you done? Now, because I'm a picture person, and the biggest problem for me upon trying to picture singing balls is trying to place the mouth. Where does the sound come from? You know, and that's the okay, scene. Stop. Wow, no, the ninja throws down the hammer. Good for you, ninja. Have you always been confident? It's interesting to me if people are born with certain amounts of confidence and experiences, either or from it. For what it's worth, I feel all of you friends are confident. I feel if you're willing to speak, if you're willing to put yourself into this world, you are a confident individual, friends. You know, and it doesn't make the lurker friends not confident individuals, but you are confident, friends. I like that. At least this is the way I've seen all of you. Makes me even happier. Yeah, even me as well. Genuinely, like it's all around. Just the buzz continues. Thank you for the wholesome toasty. Melt, I've sent many pics of Sedona. Yes, you have actually. You actually have, Toasty. I'm sorry, bro. You know, now you can like take one of those chips away. You were like, oh, so impressive how Melt can remember all of these things. Truxy. And take that back and put it in my pocket. It's good to know. I have to ask. It probably doesn't matter. This resonates like a struck gong. Absolutely right on toasty. Morning melt. Make it a great day. Golden trunks. Thank you. I've never heard one of those bugs stop like that. Usually they taper down, and stop. That one had like a. Oh, thank you again, Golden Trunks. It's nice to have you here. Braitska. I saw this dude in a DMT trip one time. Are you being serious? What the fuck, dude? You cool. That's quite something to come in and say. Oh, what the hell? Thank you. I feel that's an amazing compliment. How the hell is that even possible? I mean, bruh, you're breaking my brain right now, Braid. Thank you. I appreciate it. It makes more sense to me to be shamedly confident than confidently ashamed. Hmm. Yes. Yes. Actually, I agree. Because shamely confidence would be I'm confident, but I'm kind of ashamed of it. You know, I'm like, I don't want to step on other people's toes. I don't want to uplift myself too much. So I'm kind of ashamed of my confidence. Versus I am confidently ashamed. I make a point of it to belittle myself, to show other people, you know, how horrible I am, to no. Right? I think that at least that's the way I think about it. I agree, Heather. I think the edible is working. Oh, Jenny, the edible is working. Goodness. I'm like holding on for dear life. Thank you, Mother Earth, for supporting me with your gravity. Otherwise, I'd be straight up flung off this planet by now. Not sure, to be honest. For a long time, I had no idea what mattered to me, constantly trying to make everyone around me happy. Like, my question to that, Ninja, is what matters to you, actually? I feel best way to ask. I'm finally making things digitally that I'm actually happy with. Every time I find out how to do something, it's like a small victory. Thank you for asking. Thank you for sharing. That's beautiful, my friend. Getting more and more confident. Getting more and more confident. Literally. Gem, Woman in a Van, is an amazing artist. Like, she streams on Arpan as well, very popular and rightly so. She has an amazing voice. She has a great sense of humor, and she draws. She draws, and now she's doing it digitally as well. I just want to say, I'm happy with. I'm happy that you're a dad. Your little girlie is going to be so wise and loved. Both of them are. Like, yo, genuinely, I can see divine beings coming from that home. Divine beings are part of that home already. My belly button is an innie. Mine as well. Innie, like, it goes inwards, I guess. Is it everybody? I feel ashamed, but I don't parent like everyone. That I don't parent like everyone around me. So, Jenny, would you be willing to share your parenting style in comparison to how you think you should be parenting or what you feel ashamed about? Is it because of the amount of freedom you give your kids? Is it the amount of time you spend with them? Is it what exactly is it? There's so many different questions I can ask. Please do share. I'm really curious. And I don't think you should, ob- obviously, I'm going to say that, but I hope that you don't feel ashamed about the way that you treat your kids. I'm ashamed about the way I look. No, Jam. No, Jam. The way you look isn't important, and that sounds horrible to say in that context, but the being you are shines through. I think my stream might have dropped. If it did, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna continue. Like, the being you are shines through. You know, the creative part of yourself is divine. The part of yourself that wants to experience things, the part of yourself that wants to share things with other beings, it's divine. And if you honor that part of yourself, you're beautiful. And I see you friends honoring that parts of yourselves. You're showing up, you're sharing from a place of the self, out of confidence. You're like, this thing that I want to say, I'm confident it's important. I'm confident it has value. I'm confident it will prove in one way or another that love is true. And you friends are doing that. Jem, you're doing that, my friend. Please never feel ashamed about the way you look. You are beautiful. Like, in my mind, there's like, if I close my eyes right now, I see this, what do you call it, pentagon, I guess, and this pentagon is like bleeding out into itself, and as it bleeds out into itself, it shoots almost like a falling over momentum, little trickle off of, and then these little trickles off of fall, and as they fall, it's almost like the deeper they fall into whatever they're falling, it becomes more and more viscous, so they start to have turbulence and they flow away from that thing. You are gorgeous, Jem. You're a beautiful friend. You're doing so fine. Please don't. Please don't feel ashamed. I don't know if that's relevant. Our Toby friend. Mm, right on, Jovan. She will be intelligent and have so much confidence. Absolutely. Absolute facts. You are made of stardust. This is a mantra that I feel ashamed when I feel ashamed of my body. It helps sometimes. You are made of stardust. That's beautiful, Jenny. I'm gonna keep that one for myself as well. I really like that. Thank you. I know I'm stardust, and that no one looks at me the same way I look at myself. I'm trying to be kinder to myself, but I still avoid mirrors like the plague. Jem, I look forward to the day where me and you are gonna sit down together. If you want to, maybe smoke a joint. If not, drink a coffee, have a conversation, look at each other's eyes. You know, genuinely, if I look at a person, 90% of my vision is concentrated on their eyes. and then I switch back and forth because your eyes, and that's the thing as well. There's no such thing as an ugly pair of eyes. It's a pair of eyes. It's these, windows into the soul or whatever. It's this, it's this blackened area at the other side of which you are. And if you look into it, you might just see the person. How did you get in there? How the hell did you get in there? I'm in here. I happen to be in here this whole time. How did you get in there? You're beautiful. You're so beautiful. Hi. Yoga helps with body confidence, being present in the body. You're completely right, majestic mover. It also makes you strong, so it adds to that confidence as well. Thank you, Siobhan. Heather, it means a lot to me. I make no claims to have had present and active parents growing up, and the support I got from them was often in the manner of questioning everything I did and not encouraging me. Ninja, it's hearing stuff like that has this weird bittersweet feeling to me because on the one side, the person you are and the amount of insight and warmth your words have was inevitably shaped by these potentially horrible experiences you had growing up with parents that don't believe in you. And then from this perspective of being a child, you're like, this is horrible. It should never be like this. But from this perspective of being an outside observer, I can think Ninja is an absolutely amazing being. And imagine the amount of love he would now be able to put into his child because of the amount of information he has received. Have you seen your haircut? Spin het my ronde. Sexy, oh. Is je gelukkig? My brother got his hair cut today. Wanneer gaan jy op jou trip?
Maandag.
Maandag nou. He's going next Monday for 8 days. Ek het jou botter vir jou gemaak.
Is hy, dankie.
Ek het actually bietjie daarvan geëet.
Nee, botter.
Ja, soos daar was die pan oor gewees daarvan. So toe maak ek met die marshmallows en goeie se maar skoon.
Alles klaar gemaak.
Alles klaar gemaak?
Jy sê die botter klaar gemaak.
Ja, die botter klaar gemaak en toe na ek alles uitgegooi het, is nog bietjie in die pan oor gewees.
Maar jy koekies ook klaar gemaak.
Nee, nog nie gemaak nie. Dat gaan ek nog doen. Die botter kom nog af van die yskas.
Maar okay.
So, ek sal vir jou maak, maar ek voel hulle.
Is dit?
The edibles are working. Can you twerk? No, Mike will. I cannot twerk. But if you sign up, I'm not even going to. When he meets his pay, there we go. There we freaking go. So, I wanted to make a joke about that, Jovan. Did you just delete your comment? I saw it before you could. Because that's the joke I wanted to make. Then you made it first, Jovan. That trips me out. That trips me out. And then I was like, no, I shouldn't do that. And then you were like, no, I shouldn't do that. Yes, we should in fact do it. All of it. I would sign up for whatever you are implying. There is $111.11, which there are 4 spots, and those 4 spots have like extreme power, if you will. Like I made it only 4 spots for that exact reason. And I was like jokingly gonna say, if you sign up for that spot, technically you would have power to ask me for a video of me twerking. And I would unironically try. I would actually try. It would be so bad. I would try. The name is like sold. It's hammer. I usually get my confidence shaken when I meet new people or start creative explorations. New people, because the people pleaser in me wants to speak up and do everything I can to make them like me. Instead of, and I used to be that way as well, Ninja, but instead of trying to get people to like me, I try and make people comfortable. That's what I do these days. I'm quite literally trying to get them to melt. It's like, don't, these people aren't melting enough. You wanna, want a blanket? You want a fan? You want some water? And technically, you're right. It is people pleasing. It's this feeling of you're trying to cater for something, but you can also do it just with body language, just with the things you say, with the way you listen, with the amount you listen, and that's also what I've learned at least. Thank you, Ninja, for sharing your wisdom as well. It looks beautiful there today, Meltmore. When it rains, thank you, my friend. It really is. It's been so green as of late. I'm I'm so grateful. We've gotten a lot of rain, like over the last 3 weeks, 6 weeks. We've gotten a lot of rain. Like we got more rain in the last 6 weeks that we probably got in the previous 2 years. So it's crazy. Some people had water in their houses, which is less than ideal. And it's when I was younger, I had these fights with God. When I was still trying to be an atheist, and I would be like, "Bruh, why are you drowning certain people and then letting other people die of thirst? Oh, that's not cool. That's straight up not cool." And that was like my one of the reasons I was like, "Nope, God is impossible." Now I know that's just yeah. I do too. I wonder if we should try and desensitization? Try desensitization? Desensitization? Is that a de to desensitize? I cannot freaking words right now. How do I say that word? Desensitization. Desensitization. There we go. Thank you, brain. I appreciate it. I've heard some things can be helped with a mirror, hard looking into your own eyes in the mirror, and saying nice things or asking hard questions, like the Queen in Snow White. So, Jenny, I didn't know that that's actually a thing, but that's unironically what I do in my life. When I find myself looking in the mirror, I I'll look at my skin, and I'll be like, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, no, 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 no. And then, if I find myself doing that, I'll look myself in the eyes, and I'll notice that I am in the reflection of my eyes, and that there is a reflection of my eye, of myself in the reflection of my eyes, in the reflection of myself, the reflection of my eyes, and that goes into infinity. And if I am going to try and be judgeful of the pores on my skin, of the unevenness of my beard, of this, of that, while looking into infinity, then I'm naive, and I like jinx myself into seeing it as trivial. Selfhard is so.
Ja.
Okay. Brother has friends over. Good day, wonderful being. You into Shake That by Eminem and Nate Dogg? Interesting question. I can't say that I'm into it like that. Just like straight up into it. I guess I'll listen to the song if you will. I don't think I have though. I don't have the lyrics in my mind. I try this sometimes. Sometimes it makes me worse when I focus on all the perceived flaws. But sometimes, if I smile at myself, I get a little jolt of happiness. Okay, so it's weird you say that as well, like Jem, because you can kind of jinx either yourself or other people into more happiness chemicals by delaying the smile. So, if you look at someone for the first time, you can look at them. And if you smile slowly to yourself.
Hallo, hallo.
Hallo, hallo. What's your naam, ho?
Groet.
Asseblief, ek is in die middel van 'n stream hierso, so verskoon my dat ek hier opstaan nie. Wel, hier kan ek actually opstaan.
Ek is Henry aangenaam.
Aangenaam kennis, Henry.
Lekker om te ontmoet.
Dis die eerste keer dat ek jou sien.
Ja, dis die eerste keer hierso.
Okay, wel welkom man.
Dankie man.
Ja, hierso het ons mense baie lief. Yes, Alice. Hoe voel jy, ho? Hoe voel jy?
Wat sê jy?
Hoe voel jy?
Ek voel goed. Jy kom ons sien.
Ek sê, eet goed as by die huis. Huh? Puppy, is dit by ander mense?
Sê,
Ek kom bang myself.
lekker. Lekker om jou te sien.
Ja, selfs.
Wat jou poppie poep.
Ah, puppy poops. Puppy is like new people. Is it meer mense? My brother has a friend over who I haven't met yet, and another one who I have met before. Hey, je pappertje. Wat is je papper? Wat is je papper? Wat is het? Wat is het? Wat is het? Aan de mensen? Is het aan de mensen, dooi? Ja, is aan de mensen zo, woefters. I do this too. I'm blushing to enjoy the holidays. I do this too, and it's not been a productive thought process for me yet. It makes me question who I am and my genuinity. Not sure that's a word, but now it is. You know, if Shakespeare can make words, so can freaking Jovan. I declare. Being cool is something you're born with. If you ain't it, don't hate it. McD, I really don't believe that. I actually don't believe that. You know, I still consider myself a very weird individual, but at least I have now been told by people that I'm cool. Now, this period of my life, when I was a 14-year-old, I wouldn't be able to be around. I couldn't be around myself, so I had to keep distracting myself. Other people didn't want to be around me. I don't think you're born with it. I feel it's something you learn. You know, you learn to love yourself. And because you love yourself, you don't worry too much what other people think of you. And not worrying too much what other people think of you is perceived as cool. Apparently. Goes to show how much our minds mess with us. Everyone pops in. This guy is hot. He has the hair of God. Gorgeous dude, melt. I'm subconscious of my body. Not just that, but I'm like judgeful sometimes, you know, like mean even, Heather. So that's the thing, you know, it's for all of us. And even what we would perceive as the most beautiful individual do the exact same thing. Oh, my hair isn't what it was 10 years ago. Oh, my teeth isn't as white anymore. Oh, this micro cracks in it. All of us run ourselves, you know, dry with these narratives of nonsense. Your mother is a goddess. She is. Jenny, an actual goddess. And I just happen to be born into this world. And then friends are like, wow, wow, how did you do this? How are you doing these things? I'm like, bro, you should meet my mom. Oh, you should. I think that feather is my favorite color. Ooh. So, Jovan, this little feather is going into my box of doodads, to say it in one way. I'm going to start making little resin pieces, you know, that you can wear as necklaces. And I'm going to make them from the stuff I have in my environment wherever I go. So they would literally be a part of me, a part of the world I am in that moment, and then that gets encapsulated into a single piece of wearable art. And then we can continue doing that as well. But we'll start doing that at some point. I want to start doing it this year. I don't know if it's that hard to actually get started. Oh, Mel's mom is beautiful. She is. I have a collection of feathers I find out walking. Blue jays are the best. Do you do something with them, Jenny? Or do you just collect them? Oh, Unamused Jester is here saying, just popping in to wave real quick. There's a mosquito buzzing close to the phone. I think I just... I want to say like Matrix killed a mosquito without knowing where he is or seeing him. I'm off to the message. Sending you all relaxing vibes. Thank you, Unamused Jester. We appreciate you, friend. Sending you good vibes back. I love their patterns. There we go. Right? Sometimes part of me is like, okay, how long do I have to deal with this person? A week, a day, a month, a year? And then I use that to determine how I act towards them. But other times, shit just clicks and it's effortless. I love it when it's like that. And in my opinion, the way it's supposed to be. When it feels like you're trying too hard, or only one of you are trying hard, then it's devastating. She taught you not to settle for insufficient love by loving you. This is a good goal. I agree. Jenny, I couldn't agree more. Beautifully put. Thank you for actually wording it that way for me. I also have a hard time talking to people. I always have a hard time talking to people. Environmental bat, how often do you do it? You know, if you feel it's something you always do, is it something you're now avoiding? Or do you still try at least? Because I genuinely believe with talking to people, the only way to get good is to do it. It's fun to make things with them. That's so beautiful. Your beautiful mom brings you a feather just so you can share in the beauty of nature. My mom would never do anything like that with me. Gem, and that it makes me sad that that's the reality. And it's not even that other moms, other people are less for it, you know? It's just so unlikely. It's just so unlikely. Because people don't like picking things up and carrying things and using that much intentionality with things. Because my mom also took the risk of bringing me this and me being like, oh, what's this? Why are you giving me a stupid little feather? Throws it on the ground in front of her. How would that feel? And that's the thing. We're constantly faced with these confidences in ourselves and our actions and what we do. And being confident in someone else, you know, would you said, she's scared of the motorcycle. You're running into the house now. Oh, after some formalities, my brain is blank. So, on that note, environmental bad. Ask questions. If you don't know what to say, don't say anything. Ask questions. Let the other person talk. That's a chicken feather, my guess. A chicken feather, my guess. They are surprisingly beautiful. I don't know about that. Maybe, Jenny. I wouldn't put it past the chickens to be that beautiful. Kathy, thank you for joining us. Love and hugs to you as well, my friend. It is especially difficult in a professional environment. Huh? Ray op die plaas hou. Daar's baie plaas. 'n Plaas. He's like, can I ride on the grass? I'm like, no, there's farm. He's like, no, I just want to ride a little bit. No, no. there's all the farm, all the way out there. You want to go drive? Go drive on the farm. Self-confidence. You know, a part of me is like, oh, you know, I should have told him that he could have driven. No. 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 Mm. Gravity Nugget, thank you. Dude, it's been 34 freaking minutes since you've sent all of that love and fire. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm coming. I'm coming. Especially difficult for a professional environment. Like, okay, new hire, you're going to be around long, or are you taking off in an hour? Oh, exactly. Like, ask questions, dude. That's if you have a hard time talking to people, just ask them questions. Like, if you ever have a conversation with me, that's the kind of conversation you're gonna have. I'm gonna be like, huh, fascinating. Why this? Neat. Why like that? Okay. Pay attention. Just listen. Like, you don't have to say anything, friend. We can do it for others now. Since we know how important it is. Scarmelia, hey there, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Ninja, I resonate with that, but I've noticed it gives me a yucky feeling after the interaction is over. Maybe we are in America, just think like red. Maybe they are like, "Pfft, I like purple. It's nice to have you here, Scarmelia. How are you doing, my friend? How are the kids? Oh, I do this all the time. The effortless ones are the ones I feel I like to keep around. I think I realized that some may not be as receptive to my personality type, so I try to communicate on a cohesive frequency. Oh, I just realized he wanted to drive on the grass because he wanted to be in frame of the stream. Now I kind of feel bad, actually. If he said it to me like that, he just asked if he can drive on the grass. It hurts the grass. That's also a reason, that I was like, no, absolutely not. The grass doesn't like it. It's told me so. Gets big old gaps, rips roots out of the ground. It really doesn't like it. The most confident people. Oh, I got distracted in the middle of Jovan's comment. Did I? I think I did. I think I realized that some may not be as receptive to my personality type, so I try to communicate on a cohesive frequency. That's a beautiful point. And I feel asking questions is the best way to do that as well, Jovan. Sometimes saying less can be more. And by saying less, you also allow yourself more time to tune into their frequency. Very good point, Jovan. Thank you. The most confident people I know were faking it at least half the time. Who are the most confident people you know? I'm curious, actually, Jam. My hummingbird feeder is blue and clear. I add normal sugar water. Hummingbirds fight over it. They literally fly at each other, stabbing one another. Crazy little dudes. How fortunate you are to be able to experience hummingbirds firsthand. I would love to be able to feed them. I don't think there's any limitation to it, Jem. I think if you buy yourself a little hummingbird feeder, you might be able to even. We live in a very rural area. My mom's hummingbirds eat my my mom's hummingbirds eat. Put off the feeder she holds in her hands. It's amazing to see. Oh, so like she literally holds the feeder with her hands and they that would be amazing. Ooh, I can only imagine. Yes, Queen. I've never had a Yas Queen before. I've always wanted one. Yas Queen. Yas Queen to you, Jeff. A hummingbird inspected me while I was on lions once. My friend said the bird decided I had no nectar. Was a fantastical experience. Ooh, Gob. And the weird thing as well, and this might be a little bit hippie babble, and I can see that it might be hippie babble. But I believe when you are in a psychedelic state of mind like that, you are genuinely putting off vibes. Like there's energy being emitted from your being because you are experiencing more information of your being, if you will. More information of the rest of your reality as well. And that little hummingbird, knowing that you are in a state of calm, in a relaxed state, in a state of awareness where you wouldn't try to swat it or try to eat it. It was like, look, look at this dude. Whoa, you tripping balls, dude? You think you can think fast? Yes, yeah, that must have been crazy. I cannot even imagine. God, thank you for sharing that story, man. Maybe you were too sweet. There we go. Just a little bit too sweet. I post some pics in Haywire Hill. Please do. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Oh goodness, I've tried to get them to land on me for 2 years. Keep trying, Toasty. Keep trying. Those who try succeed. My dog would like to be a part of that compilation. I would love to see that. Please, 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 please. When it rains, it pours. We would love that. Oh, tag me there, please. There we go. I want to get Haywire Hill on the show. Queer Eye. Okay. Okay, thank you. You've shared the information I didn't know if I could share. Yeah, that's the plan, friends. We want to get Haywire Hill on Queer Eye. Like, I don't know exactly how it's going to be on Queer Eye. I haven't discussed that detail of Gem yet. Maybe if you would be willing to. I mean, I know it's going to be a little bit delayed, but what exactly are they just going to shoot on the Haywire Hill? Maybe that's the context. Good morning. I made it back from Paris. Well, A good day to you, Darth Zombius. It's nice to see you again, friend. How was Paris? How was Paris? Oh, we have FD NYC, our firefighter, firefighter friend. Thank you for joining us. He says, Thor, how have you been, dude? How's life been treating you? How's the foot? Like, yeah, I'm gonna keep asking you the most basic ass questions until you share more with me, so I have more context, dude. Give me more context. Every kid is different, absolutely. Jenny, everyone feels that way. None of us actually knows what we're doing. Yeah, there we go. Doll Whip coming in with the real wisdom for today. Nobody knows what's going on. We find these patterns, these limited infinities, like money, like sex, like food, like nah, like like all of it, and then we're like, oh, this is the thing. This thing is gonna give me infinity, but you already are infinity, and for you to claim that I know what infinity is impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. And you don't have to. That's kind of the beauty of it. You just have to see it. You don't have to understand it. You just have to see it. Y'all are so gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toasty. We love you, friend. I'm okay with the decisions they make, whether they decide. If my oldest child decides that she does not want to learn to drive, I do not force her to learn to drive, for example. General opinion is that I should not allow her to say no. Jenny, you are the best parent that I could have ever imagined. My parents allowed me the same freedom, and it allowed me to turn out the way I did. Jem suddenly starts saying no to every single thing. My parents also allowed me a certain amount of freedom and didn't force me. Some things maybe a little bit forced, but they didn't try and force me into saying yes to everything. You're doing fine, friend. You don't need to change your teaching style. Your kid probably is just more aware than most people are because the kids, like the 5 to 13-year-olds, probably will never get a license because by the time they get to the maybe
Welke toon jy in die
ek gaan nog lank besig wees so.
Lyskamer?
Okay, dit sal beter wees. Like they have to lock the dog up because she's running along with them and they're trying to kill something. And if there's a dog along with them, the things get spooked before they get to kill them. Sounds horrible. But yeah. And he was like, I'm gonna put her in the office, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna maybe be here for a while still. You're doing great. The space is so wonderful, loving and supportive. I'm so happy and humbled to be here. We value you so much as well, Jem. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the space with us. Like, we appreciate you so much. You are a genuine blessing to all of us. A very relatable statement for me. And you as well when it rains. Every single one of you friends, you're an input into this infinity. An infinite input into infinity. And I appreciate you for that. Beautiful day it is. It really is. It's been overcast for most of the day, so it's been kind of cool. We moved stream in the midst of it because it was overcast the whole day. I sat down, and then the sun was like, wow, opened the clouds, blasted me a little bit, so we moved here. I appreciate you being here with us now, Auntie. So much love to you. It's an amazing opportunity with so many amazing people. I know I said amazing thrice now, but there aren't any words for how it makes me feel to be here. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Amazingly amazing. How amazing it is. Amazing all the time, Jam. No apologies for any of it. It's expression. It's love being shared. Magnanimous. Spectacular. But just do not hold the same weight as amazing. For me, one of those words is awe-inspiring. Like that word is like, I'm awe-inspired. Like awe to me is this genuine if you can be inspired like that, yeah, it's for me the same as the amazing feeling. The best folks out here. Maybe we should make a new word like meltalicious or something. Meltalicious. I do like that. It does kind of roll off the tongue. Meltalicious. As a pips, we're talking such nonsense. Making new words here we are, like Shakespeare. Hopefully. Hopefully like Shakespeare. Oh, what a G. Another great just showed up. So many. Like, I feel. What's the words I used? The sheer magnitude of the gratitude is absolutely astounding. Like, I feel overwhelmed just by the amount of love. So many of you friends, so many divine individuals, collectively sharing, enjoying a space together, loving one another, seeing one another, genuinely seeing one another. Now I've been continuing with my plan today. I'm literally buzzing with excitement to bring this together. We're so excited. Aunt B, I'm in as well. We've talked about it on the stream today. We're game planning. I want to know more about it, but we're game planning. Y'all over here making me aggressively kill. Lovely. That part of your brain that is directly next to the cute response, is like starting to get activated. The energy is like bursting out of that part of your brain. The light y'all shine is so bright, as is yours, Jovan. We're just your mirrors, my friend. We're just your mirrors. And in that case, you're the light. You're the light. Melt delicious. Definition makes the girls go loca. Toasty. I love you, man. Thank you so much. Maybe meltmerizing. Meltmazing. Meltazing. Meltazing. Desensitization. Desensitization. Desent. I feel my brain is messing with me with that specific words. Like, yeah. You think you know? You don't know anything, dude. Desensitization. Desensitization. Winner. I never win anything. Yay! You win. I mean, technically, you've won this lottery of life, Gem. Instead of not being here, you are here. That's that's pretty lucky. And in this moment as well, that's even less likely. And here, together, even less likely. So you've won, friends. We're winning right now. Emma imagined every way possible it could go. We talked about all the possibilities. Share some of those possibilities with me. I'm so curious. Like, I know the context, but I don't see the vision right now. I want to see more of the vision so that I can adjust my vision accordingly. That's the word. Believe. We believe in you, Aunt B. We believe in Haywire Hill. The amount of friends that's gonna come together to make this happen. That's some real belief. This is Comedy Gold. Thank you for entertaining. Thank you for being entertained, friend. Genuinely, it means more than I can say. This is a loving space. I appreciate you being loving as well. Thank you for the gold, elegant energy. Thank you for the gold. I do love gold. Yo, she's so clever. She was literally trying to sneak a sip of my water. What no? Mm. If you believed that dogs see spirits or ghosts, you would be so sus of this dog as of late. Because she's been like staring into the void. Like staring into the void, alarmed as of late. And it's mildly alarming me. And then I try and like console her and I like pet her. And then she's like, "This is not time to be pet. I'm serious. Don't you see that?" And I'm like, "No, I don't see it. What do you see it?" She's looking. Look at this. As I start filming her, she starts moving. Maybe I'm just extrapolating, projecting, if you will. But she has been a little bit sad since Samson left. My dad went away. He's not here anymore. I was like, my dad went, and then I was like, oh, I don't actually know where he went because he doesn't talk about stuff like that with me for some reason. I didn't even know he was leaving. I just wake up one day, yesterday, kind of go through the day. I ask, is, is Papa ni Sony? Is Dad not here? Like, oh no. I'm like, oh, oh, okay. I didn't even know. Anything for you. It's so wonderful to hear you're watching it and talking about it to Emma. Now I'm curious as well. I actually have to watch it. That would be the way. Jem is like, Meltmore is reeing about not being out of the loop. Watch Queer Eye, Meltmore. That's how you do it. Again, I guess gonna have to. South African, you're right. Rockalicious. Dog. I am South African, in fact. Very well done. You hit the bullseye. You now have officially entered the realm of winners. You've won, dude. You're winning. You know, how does winning make one feel? Why does okay, so this is why I'm talking about this, or this is coming up to my mind. Blind people who have never seen another individual in their lives, when they win, they have the exact same body language response as people who can see. So if a person that is blind wins a swimming competition, for example, they instinctively put their arms up and their faces emote into a smile or into awe, never having seen another person in their entire lives. Their body does that. And then there are people that say you can hack that by doing this. Yow! Yow! It can make you feel something. And goodness, it does. It does make you feel something. Maybe it just made me feel like I'm a crazy person in that moment, but it made me feel something. My hair isn't what it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, me shaving my head as short as I could without going to the skin. It's such nonsense. It really is such nonsense, Ninja. You know, like, yes, the air quality it wasn't the same it was 10 years ago. The water you've been drinking isn't the same as it was 10 years ago. The the trees aren't the same size they were 10 years ago. Why are you 10 years back? Why are you new? Why are you not here in this moment? In this moment right now. I like preservation art. Preservation art. Like art with the intent to preserve things, or art that is very old and is now being preserved. Because I don't know if you know, when it rains, it pours. And I'm sharing just because I feel it's very relevant. On the Patreon that we started, I'm making preservation art. Every single one of these streams have a thumbnail for the YouTube, and I take these thumbnails and I fold them in a way related to the day, if you will, and that expression becomes a work of art that is, in my opinion, a preservation of this day, a visual preservation of this day. So that's a trippy thing for you to say when it rains. Like, what do you mean with preservation art exactly, though? What it do, cuz? What it do, Crayon? Thank you for joining us, my man. I'm glad the bikes scare them, actually. Me too. Me too, actually, Toasty. It's good because I cannot lose another puppy, by car accident. You see, dude. The last time we lost a pup by a car accident, it was in the middle of stream. It was literally in the middle of a stream. I feel I aged like 500 years that day. Again. Yoard was devastated. I still am devastated. I still cry occasionally. Yo, I cried for weeks. Nah, Kiki. We still have her. We still have her on our banner. You know, remembering Kiki. I'll never forget that little soul. Man, she was special. She was so special. And I lost my grandma and my grandpa like yesterday, last year, and Kiki. And it was very devastating to feel more hurt by the loss of this pup than I felt with the loss of my grandma and my grandpa. And it wasn't like that actively. It wasn't like that's the way I feel. That's the way it felt, if you will. And I had to confront this fact, I guess, this realization that it was selfish of me. It was selfish of me to want them to be here, you know. And I was telling myself this story of, oh, the reason I'm so sad about her passing is because she was so young. She was so young, you know. And my grandparents got to live their lives, but she lived her life. Every one of us are living our lives, and when we pass away, that life had to be lived. Be confident. Be confident in the way you love people, and the way you express yourself, and the way you try and influence this world. We shouldn't be selfish. Being being unconfident is technically being selfish. And you can definitely be confidently selfish as well. But I don't believe we are that. How much acid do you eat on a weekly basis? I haven't taken acid in like 2 years, 1 year, 1 year and a month. Technically, I haven't taken acid for a friend. I actually do want to again, for what it's worth. If you're curious. Oh yeah, this dude is reading all of the freaking amino acids that my body has to take. You're such a G, Toasty. You're such a G. Thank you, man. I really like that. uh, yeah. I swear I could listen to a conversation in Afrikaans all day. Couldn't guess a word of it, but it's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Heather. I hope it is gentle. You know, I've heard from a lot of accounts that people think Afrikaans sounds like an aggressive language, like we're angry at each other. So I'm happy that you appreciate it. Did you get a haircut? You're looking cuter than usual. I did get a haircut, Smile Echoes, but a little bit. You know, my mom just thank you. I appreciate your love, friend. I also used my mom's shampoo, you know, the expensive shampoo that I don't get to use. Got myself some of that. And now my hair is like, ooh, yay. Thank you for noticing, friend. I love you and I appreciate you. Do you read YouTube chat? I do, Justin. Justin, is it like Evil of Troy and Evil of Bed? Justin, thank you for joining us, brother Bay. I've missed you, man. How are the kids? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Mm, Meltmerizing is the new word. Meltmerizing. There we go. We got it. I don't have kids. Okay, so you're not Evil of Troy and Evil of Bed, Justin. Sorry, Justin Miller. I was just the other Justin friend that I know comes to the space. I was trying to reach out to him. Do you want kids? Do you feel in this time of your life you're confident enough to have kids, Justin Miller? Melt Marassi, Gem, you genius, you. Thank you. I want to pay forward the joy streaming has brought me. You are Gem. Thank you for sharing your essence. Heck no, no, not confident enough to have kids, or don't want to have kids. I'm 20. Okay. I respect it. I'm 23. At least my body is, friend. I'm gonna like hopefully wait until I'm in my 30s before having kids. It was a group effort, but it is Meltmore that said it first. We we were stimulating this potential expression of a new word, and Meltmerizing came out of that, friends. It was definitely a collective effort. Thank you so much, Jenny. I also have a son who didn't want to learn to drive. While I still see value in knowing how to drive, I respect his fears and also recognize that younger kids around here drive a bit carelessly. Melt, with all of your vocalization and facial expression, awe-inspiring, comes across 100% genuine. Thank you so much, Heather. Like, I appreciate that more than I can say. I love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you for being respectful of your son as well. Thank you for, being aware enough to see where he's coming from. Like, I feel that's very difficult for us sometimes, especially as a parent. I went home from work that day. It was pretty traumatic, and I wasn't even there. Kiki was such a fiery little scam, the cute little troublemaker. She was a troublemaker, and obviously she was a troublemaker because she knew she could only make that much trouble. Even if she wanted to destroy the world, she didn't have enough time to. So she took advantage. She didn't like destroy things in the way where there was just a mess. Sometimes there was a mess. Messes. But she wasn't being a nuisance. We didn't hate her because she was like absolutely uncontrollable. But she was a character, like a little monster, just in our space. She loved us to bits and we loved her to bits. But she knew she could get away with shit. So she took advantage. And I feel a part of her soul knew that she was only going to have a certain amount of time. It makes me so sad that she wasn't aware enough to stay out from under the wheels. My sibling wasn't aware enough to make sure she wasn't there. And in that moment, thinking all of those things, I realized as well that I'm trying to escape the pain. I'm trying to make it someone's fault, make it something's fault, make it not what it is. And it helped me grow. She helped me grow. If you're gonna watch Queer Eye, don't forget the L word. Love? I'm sure. I'm very sure. It's probably going to be a little bit, I don't want to say difficult for me to watch. I have a gay friend, asexual friend technically. Asexual friend who prefers males. He's a character. I love him. Adrian. He was on stream once. And he has a very peculiar taste in content. Like he absolutely dies for superficial drama, Botox people, uh, big booties, people comparing themselves to each other and hating on each other because they have bigger booties than they do. And like he revels in that kind of drama. And to me, it's difficult. It's very difficult for me to relate to that, to feel into that. But seeing him excited about it, seeing him emote, seeing him like laugh his ass off at what is it called? This he's been sending me these TikTok series videos of keeping up with the keeping up with the what? Keeping up with the bitches or something like that. I can't even remember. My brain is like trying to scrub it. And it's this like over dramatized version of that, like this dude has like balloons in his pants. So he has like 90-degree angle. And it's just such a it's so comical, but it's very difficult to watch. So I guess that's what you mean, Heather. I'll I'll take it as I can, as much as I can. And Q Meld screeching and jumping up and down. Seems Kiki's owner was a bit of the same. Q Meld screeching and jumping up and down. Touching my camera through the lens. Love you, friend. A little boop to you as well. Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. Naomi. Ooh, I think I missed this one. Oof. I know that that was directed at Justin, but after visiting with my new nephew last night, Jordan, and I have been having the discussion if we want kids. Ooh, Naomi. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. And like, if you'd be willing to share, what did you find? Do you feel? Oh, Naomi, you'd be such a loving mom. I can't handle it. Oh, absolutely. Imagine the meals of this kid growing up. He's gonna have this mom that cooks him the most amazing meals, like just love, 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 essence, making this literal person grow up throughout his life. That's amazing, Naomi. You'd be an amazing mom. I was laughing so hard that she was carrying around that dead thing. For me, one of the most comical moments is when she got herself all tangled up in the ropes, and I like walked up to her, actually showed that, and she was just like looking at me on her back, rope in her mouth, tangled around her body, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? There's so much wrong with you, and it's so right. I love that little thing. Kids are great. I just can't handle the crying and tantrums and stuff like that. Not to mention diapers. Justin, you cry and throw tantrums as well sometimes, my dude. It's just a new little person that you have living in your house rent free and it's gonna eat your food. And you're gonna have to work for them for 18 years. Man, don't call me out like that, lol. I'm just pushing a little bit. I was a terrible kid though. Maybe you need to be the parent that has a good kid now. Who knows? Honestly, we had already discussed what if we do have kids? It would be max one or two. We both have twins in our family. The main obstacle is financial. And right now, we are only in a one-bedroom apartment. Naomi, I feel that is a very big obstacle for a lot of young families right now, where we feel it's not economically, societally. What's the other word I'm looking for? Environmentally right to have kids right now, when that's not even the case. Like, environmentally isn't the case. But financially and socially, very much so. And I'm happy that you're aware of these things and listening. Like, there's this saying, and the fact that you mentioned that, I feel like you know this saying. You shouldn't be willing to have kids unless you are okay with having twins, because it might happen. And if you can't take care of twins, then wait until you can before you have one of them. If you have one of them, because you might have twins. Always being a dirty little piggy. Stinking sometimes, stinking so bad. Yeah, it's the fire kicking, the fire. And then she's like, just scrunching herself up, trying to be a little cutie. Afrikaans, not aggressive. I dated a Germany guy, much more of an aggressive sound. Yeah. Afrikaans kan baie mooi wees as jy dit rustig praat. En as jy so 'n bietjie inflection. Ek weet nie of daar 'n Afrikaanse woord vir inflection is nie actually. Maar as jy 'n bietjie inflection in jou woorde sit, kan dit baie rustigend wees ook. Dis 'n mooi taal. Dis 'n mooi taal. We decided a house will be our first goal and then kids, if it's not too late. I do feel that sense of the clock ticking around pregnancy becomes more high risk. Naomi, hey, you're doing fine. Like, I feel that whole clock ticking, it's very over exaggerated. Like, you can still pretty comfortably have kids in your 40s. My aunt had a little little accident baby, if you will. Not accident, oopsie baby. In her late 40s, she was 49. Completely healthy baby, easy birth according to her. Very easy birth as well. You're doing fine. You'll be so fine. We'll be fine. We're gonna keep showing up for ourselves. And if we keep showing up for ourselves in love, eventually we'll get there. And there will be love. I can let someone have one. I can let someone have one. I don't know what that means, Odu, but I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you friends. Thank you for sharing the space with me, this moment, this day, this ability to be confident, that we love one another, that we believe in ourselves, that we care about this space. What did you give thanks for before smoking? Believe or belief is what I gave thanks for, my friend. I've been giving thanks to it this whole time. Belief and self confidence was today's stream and intention and feeling. I guess you said Afrikaans sounds aggressive sometimes, but if you change the inflection of your voice, it sounds more gentle. I said it could be a little bit harsh sounding. And if you change the inflection of your voice, it can be gentle slash. Yeah, actually, I think you're actually pretty spot on with that. I use the word rustigen, which technically means relaxing, actually. But being gentle can be relaxing as well. So I concede. Kim Garan, hello from Angola. Love your shirt. And I love you, Kim. Thank you for joining us again, my friend. I'm sorry to be saying goodbye directly as you tune in, but I'll see you again tomorrow, friends. Kardashians. I'm not keeping up with the Kardashians. I feel there might be a little bit of a delay for Heather. So this is going to be weird a little bit. Heather, technically, I'm speaking to you from the past right now, but I love you and I appreciate you for sharing the space with me. Thank you, friends, for being confidently loving in this moment with me here today. I'll see you again tomorrow around the same time. Goodbye, everyone. Bye, my friend.